and welcome to this NDTV special. The controversy around the crackdown on Jawaharlal Nehru University, which witnessed anti-India slogans and a demonstration to protest the execution of Afzal Guru, has now snowballed into a huge national controversy. The latest twist, of course, came in these pictures that you see on your screen. The JNU Student Union president was produced in court, but instead of the focus being on the court, there were unruly scenes right outside the court. Student protesters of JNU along with journalists were manhandled by lawyers. In fact, NDTV's own reporter was pushed around. There were other reporters who complained about being assaulted, physically assaulted by these lawyers who kept saying that first, both the students and journalists should prove in a sense their nationalism. In fact, one BJP MLA, OP Sharma, was caught on camera grabbing somebody by the scruff of their neck and beating them. Later he said it was the crowd who attacked him first and he had not raised his hand on anyone, but he wouldn't mind or wouldn't apologize for hitting somebody if they were raising anti-India slogans. The question then becomes, what was the police doing as all of this was happening? This on a day when the BJP President Amit Shah has targeted Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi for being anti-national, for their support to the students of JNU. He's in fact asked them to apologize. But for the moment, as we start another special on what is sedition and is this word nationalism now being used as a camouflage for petty politics, the focus is on the role of the police and why the police was absent, why it did not intervene at the court. Let's go straight across to Police Commissioner B.S. Basi. He was speaking to me a little while earlier. Mr. Basi, let me start by asking you the kind of scenes that we saw at the court, journalists being asked to prove who they are, being pushed around, being asked to take out their ID cards by lawyers. What is the locus standi of the lawyers to question them like this? Many journalists have reported being manhandled. A professor of JNU has even spoken about women being sexually harassed by the mob there. And the question is, the police just stood there and watched, even as reports come in of an MLA, BJP MLA caught on camera using force to strike out at the protesters and the people there.
Barkha, at the outset I must tell you that there are allegations and counter allegations. So going by the version of one group perhaps may not be fair, because the other group also have made certain allegations. And for your information, one of the MLA belonging to BJP has reported that he was beaten up by certain persons.
Yes.
Who had come in support of Kanhaiya.
Yes.
And he got injury, and we already have sent him for medical examination. So relying on the version of one group perhaps will not be fair.
But Mr. Basi, the MLA you talk about, the BJP legislator you talk about, he's actually caught on camera, and a moment from now we'll actually be playing out those shots, and it seems in those shots that he's the one who's actually grabbing somebody and not the other way around. You're saying he's claiming that he was attacked, but in the shots it's he who seemed to be leading the violence, and in fact later he gave a statement saying that if people would raise pro-Pakistan slogans, he would not apologize if he had to hit them.
You see, I have given instructions to my officers that they should look into all the allegations.
Yes.
And then whatever is required to be done under the law, that should be done.
Yes.
So if somebody has been roughed up by anyone,
yes,
we will take action as per the law.
But I'm asking you again that you are talking about this particular BJP MLA actually being the victim when the crowds or the people there are saying that he was the one who raised his hand. Or raised his hand first.
We will look into this particular allegation, but as I said, you see, we are very clear in our mind that we have to maintain law and order. That is why we had made sufficient arrangements at Patiala House, and that is how, if I may say, any serious situation has been averted. Some minor scuffles have been reported because of the, if I may say, the passions were running high, because this issue is an extremely emotive issue.
Yes.
A large number of persons somehow are not at all in agreement with the sloganeering which took place at Jawaharlal Nehru University.
But Mr. Basi,
that is why we had made adequate arrangements, and that is how serious situation has been averted.
Yes, but Mr. Bassi, you keep saying a serious situation has been averted, and you talk about the sensitivities of the slogans. And while no one is defending the anti-India slogans at all, no matter what you may think of the slogans at a court hearing, why should journalists, why should students be roughed up? Why should a legislator and his supporters take the law into his own hands? And what is the police doing, just standing by and allowing all of this to happen?
No, I'm in full agreement with you. Nobody has the right to assault anyone else. And in case we find that somebody has taken law in his own hand,
Yeah.
we are not going to spare him or her.
Because, Mr. Basi, I asked you to look at these pictures again, and in the pictures, in fact, and later in his statement, the BJP MLA says that those who raise slogans in front of Pakistan, when he's asked कि आपने ठेका ले रखा है देशभक्ति का, he says, angrily, हाँ मैंने ले रखा है और वो ऐसे बोलेंगे तो हम मारेंगे. Now, this is what he says, and on the pictures, it looks like he's the one grabbing the person.
You see, that is why I'm saying we will look into it and take action as per the law.
But, the fact of the matter is, Mr. Bassi, there remains the question of what happens to the students and the journalists as well. But I also want to take you to another thing that's caused a huge amount of controversy, which is this Hafiz Saeed tweet. Now, you as police commissioner, the Delhi police actually retweeted this tweet. It turned out to be a fake Twitter handle. That Twitter handle has since been deleted. In reflection, looking back, do you believe that the police should have done its homework before widely sharing a tweet that sought to link the JNU students to the Lashkar chief?
You see, I do not know how do you say that it is a fake tweet, because this tweet supposedly had come from Hafiz Saeed.
Yes.
Whether it is a tweet by Hafiz Saeed, genuine tweet, or whether it is one of his proxy has given this tweet, or whether some other unscrupulous person who is interested in creating law and order situation in Delhi,
yes,
has given this tweet, one doesn't know. That is why, as far as we are concerned, this tweet contained highly objectionable contents, and it was essential for us to educate people that they should not be swayed by such propaganda.
But it perhaps became the basis for what the Home Minister later said, basically saying that Hafiz Saeed was backing them, and so the questions do arise. Even today, the Delhi Traffic Police is retweeting this tweet, and the Twitter handle doesn't exist. But let me move on by saying asking you that you made a comment today that you have conclusive evidence against the JNU Student Union President, Kanhaiya. But, when we heard his last speech, he was actually talking about having full faith in the Indian Constitution. So what is the evidence that he himself, I know there were others who were raising slogans about the barbadi of India, but the person you've arrested, what is the evidence you actually have against him?
I'm not going into his personality or in his past conduct. I'm going into a particular act which is in question as far as this particular case is concerned.
Yeah.
Evidence available so far indicates that he did participate in this particular procession, and he did utter, he did make utterances which transgress the domain of Section 124A.
But can you please give us examples of what these utterances are? You have arrested a boy. Please tell our viewers, please tell the countrymen and women watching this, what did he say that you consider seditious?
As you know, the investigation is still continuing. We registered the case on 11th. It is too early for me to conclude my investigation. Once I conclude my investigation and file the charge sheet, all these facts will be made public.
All right, I have to ask you in the end, on this program last night, I asked you whether young boys were being picked up from a festival of Urdu poetry, the Jashn-e-Rekhta, just because they looked like JNU students, and you said no. But I brought to you an account of a boy who was detained for 4 hours just because he had an SFI flag in his bag. Mr. Bassi, how can you defend that?
No, I'll tell you, I have looked into this particular case, and for your information, you see, this festival was attended not only by artists from Delhi, from India, but also from abroad, including Pakistan. So we had taken special security precautions for this this particular festival. The DFMD had been placed. People who were permitted to go inside, they were searched and frisked. When searching and frisking was carried out, this gentleman was found carrying a lot of posters and pamphlets of SFI. But now, a police officer who was at the gate,
yes,
he thought that this person may not do something
But Mr. Basi,
objectionable once he is inside.
but Mr.
So he
Basi,
asked him, this
but
person
Mr.
was not
Basi, the
able to
SFI is not a banned.
presently explain why he was carrying so much of publicity material.
But Mr. Basi, SFI is not a banned organization. It's not a banned organization. It's a legitimate elected student body. So why should the police ask him to explain why he's carrying its material?
Ma'am, it is not a banned organization. And if you may kindly recall, recently we had an incident where ink was thrown on Mr. Kejriwal, and Mr. Kejriwal, that ink which was thrown by a person who obviously was not a person belonging to any banned organization. She belonged to an organization which once upon a time was part of Aam Aadmi Party. So we have to be careful. So the officer took the decision, the officer on the spot took a decision. He detained the person, took him to the police station where he was questioned for some time. And once we found that there is nothing against him, person was released. But considering that Pakistani artists were participating in that festival, it was extremely important for us to ensure that nobody goes inside and creates any situation which may not be a security risk, but which may be embarrassing.
Well,
for instance,
Mr.
that
Basi,
ink
that
throwing
I have to
incident
say
did not
I really
create
don't
any
agree with
security
this
risk,
last.
but it did cause
Yes.
a lot of, if I may say, anxiety to the Honorable CM.
But the point is that this is a young boy with an organization, a student body that is perfectly legal, and for him to be detained for 4 hours really does raise a lot of questions. In fact, we will be talking to this young student who was detained for 4 hours on this program again, and also be opening up your comments to the panel and to our special audience here in a moment from now. Thanks very much, Mr. Basi. So we just heard Police Commissioner B.S. Basi basically defending the police inaction at the court today as students and journalists were in fact assaulted and manhandled by lawyers. The Bar Council has ordered an inquiry. A BJP legislator on tape, as we just saw, seemed to be raising his hand on a person. He denies it, says he was hit first. The question remains, what was the police doing? This is the BJP party president. Amit Shah asks the Congress to apologize for backing anti-national activities. Now, let's take this to our panel. Who defines nationalism? Who measures patriotism? And has this construct become an excuse for politics? What's really at stake at the heart of this debate? Let me first get quick comments from the two student leaders that we have here. Prashant Mukherjee, who's of course with the SFI, and Gaurav Jha, who's with the ABVP. Prashant, it's quite clear that Kanhaiya was there, that the JNU Students' Union president was present when these slogans were raised. We've now seen 3 to 4 different videos that have come out when, there was talk of India ki barbadi. So, when you sit here and defend him today, on what grounds do you defend him? Is it on the grounds of the right to dissent? Do you believe the right to dissent extends to maligning the state? Or do you defend him because you believe he himself did not raise these slogans, though he was present there?
See, there are two aspects to this. The one is basically the point number 2 which you have mentioned.
Yeah.
That yes, he was not there raising those slogans.
He was present when the slogans was raised. Yes. That we know, he was present.
That is what I'm saying.
Yes.
He himself never raised those slogans. Being the leader of the campus, being the leader of the JNU SU, there was a situation of confrontation in the entire university at that moment, which
Yes.
cannot be denied. As a leader, to be present there to avoid such confrontation, Kanhaiya Kumar was there. The second question...
He was not organizing the event?
No, because the posters are very much clear. The organizer of the events are a few handful of people who are ex-DSU.
Yes.
So, in the poster itself, the names are clear. The second point which you came, see, there is a line between dissent and, raising slogans against the state. But the question again comes, to deal with an armed fidayeen and to deal with a university student, the modalities cannot be same. Number one. Number two is, in the entire history of the Indian independence struggle, and after that, I'm talking about after independence, nobody has been ever convicted with sedition. And the Supreme Court says that till it is not violence...
Till it is not an incitement for violence.
Incitement of violence, sorry, I would like to say.
In Kedarnath versus State of Bihar. In 1962, the court actually said that.
Exactly,
yes.
1962. So, was there incitement of violence? Because if you see his speech, he categorically condemns the slogans.
Let me get Gaurav in it. Gaurav, you've known Kanhaiya. Were you also roommates at one point?
Not exact roommate, but yeah, next
Were you
close.
friends?
A very close friend.
You were very close
Yeah,
friends.
very good
now,
friends.
now, he won one post in that election. You won another seat in that election. You're general secretary. He became president. How has what should have been? My question to you is this: do you not believe this should have remained a university issue? That if indeed there were calls for, as they were, the destruction of India, if there were pro-Pakistan slogans, whoever was responsible, should it not have been left to the university to handle this instead of sending police? Should it have been criminalized? As someone who knows Kanhaiya, do you believe he's anti-national?
I respect Kanhaiya as a very good friend, and he respects me. Politics has never come in our personal relationship.
But
Now-
the ABVP is leading the charge against
Now let me come to
him. Yes.
Let's come to. Yes, it's the reality that a handful of students, ex-GSU students, organized the program, but they did not organize alone, all on their own. They organized with the support of all the left parties on the campus. We know everyone who has sent the SMS, who were sharing the photos, who were pasting the posters. We know them, and including Kanhaiya's own political party, AISF, members were actively involved in promoting the program. And it has been happening for past 7-8 years. A handful of students organize programs, such very violent anti-India programs, and every left party.
So what
does it.
action do you want against those students? Do you believe Kanhaiya was the person raising these slogans? You've known him.
I know him.
Do you believe he was raising those slogans? Because
See,
while the video shows he was there, it doesn't actually show him raising those slogans.
He gave a speech after the program, at the end of the program, and it was quite in which he challenged the sovereignty of the state. That is the reality. He did challenge at the end of the program regarding what should be the
quick response to that, Prashant.
No,
Prashant,
no,
very
one minute,
quickly,
I'm
and
not
let's
finished.
just
I'm
get
not finished, I'm not finished.
Nalin also. Yeah, Prashant. Yeah.
The program was at Sabarmati Dhaba. The
Yeah.
video which is being circulated is of Ganga Dhaba.
So yeah, they had a march after that. They led a march from
So that
Sabarmati.
march, yesterday
And
when I told
all
you
through the march,
categorically,
they raised
the
some
march
anti-India
was
slogans.
against the hand in glove of the administration with ABVP. See, ABVP has been attacked using the state machinery to attack the students. It happened in Hyderabad. In the Rohit Vemula incident, it was the ABVP to involve the police. It was in JNU again involving
Okay,
the
before I
police.
go to the panel, let's just get a couple of young people here on how they see this. Anybody here who wants to say something, and then we will just go back to Rakesh Sinha and Nalin Kohli as well. Yeah.
See, JNU has been in its absolute right to question. Look at Oxford University. Just about a month back, there was a reparations debate. Just about 2 months back, there was a university debate held at the Oxford Union that questioned whether Islam is by far, by definition, aggressive. It is not. Universities are meant to question. When you start politicizing it, when you start adding fuel to the fire, you're questioning the intellectual capacity.
But
of
does
JNU.
that right to free speech extend to rejecting the state or questioning its sovereignty or saying Pakistan Zindabad?
It is the duty of the state to contain nationalism, which is by very virtue of itself very subjective. The state needs to really calm down. It's a university. There are students. They're in their glorious years. They're meant to question authority. Let's keep it at that.
Okay.
Okay,
Now,
do you know, I would like to answer him. I'll just answer him. Do you know that these students have been organizing lots of anti-India activities in the past? In the year 2000, they had brutally beaten an
I
army
know there
officer.
has been an IB report.
In the
There's been an
2000,
IB
in
report.
the year
Let me
2000,
take this to Rakesh Sinha.
a student of JNU
Okay, got it.
arrested on charges of activist Cornelius
Ek
Mango's courier.
minute.
Why don't you
Rakesh
realize
Sinha, the question,
there is a
Gaurav, one
nexus-
minute, but there's an interesting point being raised
There is a
here.
strong nexus between students and outside world.
But as Prashant said,
And that needs to be
can I just
investigated.
get a word in?
The proctoral inquiries have failed to
Gaurav, 1
sustain.
minute. As Prashant just said, Rakesh Sinha, you're a teacher as well. Apart from being an RSS ideologue, universities, are meant to be the place where you push the boundary of non-conformism, and question everything. Maybe you question India, maybe you question yourself, you question everything. 1. 2, do you deal with a student in the way that you deal with the terrorists? Should the Home Minister be linking the Lashkar chief to students? Should we be looking at JNU students as terrorists? And look at the way people are being manhandled at court. Aisha sitting next to you today was among the faculty members. They're being pushed around by lawyers. Sir, this is becoming a larger debate about those who don't fit into the dominant discourse are being called anti-national.
Barkha, before coming to the debate, I would condemn any kind of violence by any party.
So do you condemn what happened today? Because there was a BJP MLA on tape as well.
I say violence is not the part of democratic tradition.
Okay.
In healthy democracy, there is no place of violence, whether I indulge in violence or you indulge in violence.
Okay.
He raised a very pertinent question. That in Oxford University, you can debate anything.
Yes.
But you go in Oxford University and raise a slogan, destruct the United Kingdom in 10, destruct the United Kingdom in 10 parts. it was not a debate. Let me complete. It was not an academic debate that whether United Kingdom is 10 nationality or 5 nationality. There has been in India debate, nationality debate, that India
Sir, is this the most important part before the government? Is this the most impressing problem before the government slogans raised by...
Barkha, if I will not complete, then I think it is a very serious debate.
Please complete.
There has been in India debate that whether India is a one nationality or multinationality. It has been ongoing debate since the pre-independence days.
Yes.
Nobody has questioned. In JNU there are several debates, there are several books. Even someone can write that India is made up of many multinationality. But here it was not the question of debate. Here it was a question. It was a question.
Let me put that to Aisha.
By raising the slogan Pakistan Zindabad.
Let me put that to Aisha. एक मिनट.
War would go on till India is
Aisha Kedwai. Now Rakesh, you must let other people speak. Okay, last slide. Yeah.
If this is not sedition, then someone say what is sedition.
But you know there is a larger question. Maybe we can have another program on it, on whether sedition, a law of the 1860s, is any place in India of 2016. चलिए वो अलग debate है, क्योंकि Britain ने भी repeal कर दिया है. Britain that gave us this law repealed it in 2010. However, Aisha, it keeps coming back to, you know, and young people, I don't know, you could see from that unexpected response, probably don't think these laws have any value today. But Amit Shah today spoke. He said that this is a disrespect for the 10 soldiers who died on Siachen. That as this was happening, Hanuman Thappa was lying in an army base hospital with 1 billion people praying for him. Aisha, as a teacher, let us speak. As a teacher, how do you see this sort of parallel that's being drawn, that campus pe Pakistan Zindabad, the questionable who raised it, I know it's contested, but certainly India ki barbadi was said, Afzal Guru pe position liya gaya, and in the same week when 10 soldiers had died.
I think that reducing questions to these binary oppositions is something that doesn't serve any purpose. It is actually not a free speech debate. I mean, I think we should all be very concerned that the secretary of a political party should take time out when, you know, I saw that there were the longest winter drought, to label a whole university as conducting anti-national activities. So I think the understanding what the priorities of the nation are very important. And it seems to be that the one space where there is not only debate and discussion, but also correction
is a university.
Is the university. That people learn to ask questions, and people collectively, both within and outside the classroom, decide on their own answers to the question. I could ask the same question to various political parties. There are some that are allying with the PDP, which have a position, and that PDP has a certain position on Afzal Guru.
Yeah, let me put that to
there are people who are talking to separatists, who clearly say Pakistan Zindabad. Our appeal as the JNU Teachers Association is that this should not be made, what is a scuffle, a contestation in the student community, which is first fought through elections, right, should be made something to use to do a witch hunt in JNU.
No, in fact, I think the most pressing, the most telling example is the fact that Gaurav sitting here of ABVP and Kanhaiya have been friends, and therefore could the student community, could the university have resolved this within its own autonomous structure? But Nalin, I must ask you to A, comment on the PDP reference, and B, to talk about the very disturbing scenes that we've seen at court today. You're a lawyer. You actually saw lawyers pouncing on reporters, pouncing on journalists, women being pushed around, you know, journalists being asked to prove their nationalism. A BJP legislator O.P. Sharma on tape accused of hitting people when asked says, koi Pakistan ki samarthan mein slogan raise karega to hum marenge. What's going on, Nalin?
Now, I'd like to approach this from multiple levels. And I'm going to answer even the PDP and also the question that you've asked. Our constitution does not give us unfettered rights. In the United States, you can go to any extreme, you can burn the flag. In our country, it's a crime. So we have a constitution that has made us a constitution secular republic. We are not a theocratic state. We had the choice in 1947. We chose not to be. Now, once we have a constitution, we can't dump the constitution, because the constitution gives us freedom of expression and speech subject to reasonable restrictions, but not the freedom to profess sedition. Okay. Now let's go one by one on this entire issue. 62, the whole sedition thing has come up.
But it has to incite violence.
But yes, but it has also been held to be constitutionally valid. Now, if someone wants to challenge it, they can go to the courts. It can be a PIL.
Should this be the priority of the Home Minister who goes so far as to link a terrorist group to students?
Let me answer. Now, I have got a question as an advocate and as a citizen.
Yeah.
Afzal, in the line was exactly, in fact, I should read you the line because the line itself sums up a point that is linked to our due process of law.
Yeah.
Afzal, hum sharminda hai, tere qatil zinda hai. Who is the qatil now? The Supreme Court for convicting Afzal Guru, the upholder of the Constitution, the highest court of the land. So, I mean, where are we taking this?
Okay.
So therefore, hold on. So, my next question is that I am as a student, let me put myself as a student. I am also a student. I've been a student. I still am. As a student, I have ideas. Some of them may not be in conformity with what others
Okay, I want to get everybody to make one comment so that nobody gets left out, and then we can take another.
But let me finish this point.
Yeah.
So I may have a conviction that's non-conformist, a thought. That thought I may articulate, debate it. But if it's a conviction, then it's a different situation. Because the conviction may drive me to action.
But let Javeer come in. I'll come back to you. Let Javeer come in here. You've been asked, your party leader has been asked to apologize. They've spoken of Rahul referring Hitler when he went to the campus, saying Indira Gandhi is actually the most apt comparison to Hitler. What is the Congress position? Are you defending the right to actually shout those slogans? Are you saying there should be no criminalization, the university should be left to handle it? Which position is the Congress taking? It's a bit difficult to read.
I think, Barkha, firstly, Mr. Amit Shah giving sermons on nationalism is like devil quoting from the Bible. I am sorry.
I will respond.
I am sorry. BJP
I will respond to that.
I will just give me under a minute and I'll want to make 3 points.
Okay.
BJP's track record of patronizing separatists, releasing terrorists, expels or rather bars them from giving sermons of nationalism. Now there are 3 aspects to that which my dear friend Nalin handled. First, Barkha, is the act itself, whether it's worth to be condemned or not. Second aspect is the manner, methodology and the approach adopted by the government and the Delhi police. Third is the hypocrisy. First, Barkha, let me tell all the thekedars of nationalism, Congress party condemns raising anti-India slogans. Anybody who indulge in that must be punished within the parameters of the law.
So then what is it that you are
protesting
here?
The point is this now. What is not permitted that BJP and the Delhi police under the garb of nationalism cannot indulge in victimization of innocent students. The Constitution gives you the freedom of speech of restriction. You can impose restrictions, but do not impose restrictions which will tailor their speech.
I'd like to
last, Barkha, just let me.
I'd like to say
I want to ask, every journalist are attacked today.
Yes.
Delhi police is behaving like muscle men of BJP. When Anand Sharma is attacked, they are not there. Only ABVP is there to identify. When journalists are attacked, they are not there. So, is Delhi police job only to propagate?
I will put that to my
But I
have to allow Yogendra Yadav.
I am not allowing anyone. My president is being called a devil. I am sorry.
This episode has exposed the pseudo-nationalism of BJP.
I cannot be.
He is not the court. You are not the court. You are not the court.
May I request all of you to speak one at a time, please? 1 minute. I am waiting for other people to speak.
Mr. Amit Shah made a jibe at Congress. Yes, we are political opponents.
Yes.
But could you, in the same breath, not condemn Jawahar Yadav, who said women there are like worse than prostitutes?
The women protesters.
Like Damodar Nayak, who said
no patronage Godse.
No, I have to answer this right. No, my president has been, no, maybe he can wait. Let me finish the point where it is.
Okay, quickly.
No, I can't. My president has been called a devil preaching this. So I therefore, no, I have, I don't know. I'm also going to say, I mean, I'm not going to now refer to some Pappu or Shappu or something like that. So let me get down to the point. Let me just come to the point. Let me just come to the point. Yes, I'm coming to the point.
Yes.
So I'm just simply saying, if that is there, in terms of it, at least my president, Amit Shah, or anyone in the party, did not refer to Hafiz Saeed as Hafiz Saeed Saab, Osama as Osama Ji, and certainly not Afzal Guru as Afzal Guru Ji. So therefore, we don't need this. By his leader standards, Mrs. Indira Gandhi was the greatest anti-national because she crushed the students
I will allow you to speak, but
Yogendra Yadav, and what about emergency?
1 minute, please everybody now. Javeed, actually in this country, the sad part is that no party has a great record on upholding free speech. Asim sitting here is a cartoonist who was arrested and faced sedition charges when your party was in power. So we will talk about that in a moment from now. Yogendra, as somebody who's been an academic, who is now a politician, How do you see what's happening at JNU and the political responses and also the shocking images out of court today? That has really disturbed me today.
Absolutely. I should begin by saying that I was a student of JNU, was not a member of any left group, have not been able to identify with political left ever since.
Yeah. So you do not speak as a leftist?
I do not speak as a representative of the left. In fact, I've been in my writings very critical of what the left has done, and one of the reasons is left's handling of nationalism, which I've criticized very systematically over the years. What I observe in the studio right now, we heard this wonderful line about all violence is bad, lovely, could be straight from religious scriptures. Why did we not say, and I'm ashamed of what happened to the journalist today? That would have made your line meaningful. Otherwise, this is a meaningless discussion.
I was not allowed to complete.
We heard, Nalinji, can I now speak?
I was not allowed
we
to
heard very clever play on words. And when I hear those clever play on words, I think, what is it that we are trying to distract from? Basically, what we have witnessed in this incident is a classic case of manufacturing of lies. Here is a bunch of people who raise anti-national slogan, no doubt.
But that much is known, that they did raise those slogans, at least
there's no doubt. They could be mischievous, they could be utterly foolish, or they could be just blind with rage, anger. All three of these which cannot be approved of. The real question is, how do you respond to it? That's where you respond with blind rage, you respond with stupidity, you respond with concoction of things. You hold the entire university responsible for that.
So you're saying it's not the slogans that anyone is defending, it is the handling thereafter. That is the problem.
The real question is, this is not the first time, Barkha, that this country has witnessed anything of this kind. In the 60s, in the 60s, 50s and 60s, this country faced serious anti-national rhetoric coming from certain parts of the country. And if Jawaharlal Nehru was foolish, he would have sent army there and the country would have been divided. If no one had done anything in this incident, maybe 50 people would have come to know about it.
So you're saying it's been an overreaction. Know about it. Aseem, before Rakesh ji comes in with one sentence, you've actually faced a sedition charge. आपने तो ये देखा है, वो court को intervene करना पड़ा to drop it, and we must remind Indians that courts have not convicted, to the best of my knowledge, a single person yet for sedition. So ये थोड़ा ध्यान में, Nalin will know this. I'm not a lawyer, but
you're right.
But even after Indira Gandhi was assassinated and inflammatory slogans were raised, the court actually acquitted those men who were arrested for sedition. Aseem, आप इसको किस नजरिए से देखते हैं? Having faced a sedition charge for your cartoons.
मुझे लगता है कि हमें सेडिशन को डिफेंड करना बंद करना चाहिए. इस तरह से कि 1962 में एक फैसला आया था और कोर्ट ने कहा था कि इसे स्क्रैप नहीं करेंगे. इसका मतलब नहीं है कि 50 साल हो गए उसको भी, तो इसका मतलब नहीं है कि वो हमेशा रहेगा वहाँ पे. इसलिए उसके बारे में डिबेट बनी रहनी चाहिए. और दूसरी बात है कि फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच का मतलब होता है कि कुछ पता लगे, आपको अपनी बात कहने का हक. जैसे मैंने अपने कार्टून बनाए तो कोशिश की करप्शन को के बारे में बात करने की. कोवन अभी तमिलनाडु में अरेस्ट हुए थे, उन्होंने वहाँ पे जयललिता सरकार की पॉलिसी थी उसके बारे में एक लीकर को लेके उसके बारे में कुछ बात बाहर लाने की कोशिश की थी. तो यहाँ भी हमें देखना चाहिए कि क्या बात है जिसमें हम ध्यान नहीं दे रहे हैं, क्योंकि सबको पता है कि सिर्फ 2 या 4 लड़के नहीं है जो नारे लगा रहे हैं, कहीं ना कहीं ऐसे हजारों लोग कश्मीर में या कहीं मौजूद हैं. तो उस पूरी सोच की तरफ हमारा ध्यान जाना चाहिए, उधर अच्छा कम्युनिकेशन होना चाहिए, उसे एड्रेस किया जाना चाहिए.
आप कह रहे हैं कि वो जो थॉट है उसको पुलिस ना करके उससे एंगेज किया जाए.
Exactly. उन्हें मेन इसी में लाई. और एक बात मैं कहूंगा कि अगर एबीवीपी को इस केस को हैंडल करना होता तो वैसे ही करते थे सरकार ने किया है. पर सरकार और स्टूडेंट की मैच्योरिटी क्या एक लेवल पे है कि सरकार स्टूडेंट से ज्यादा मैच्योरली इसको हैंडल नहीं कर सकती.
ये बहुत अच्छा पॉइंट है दैट राकेश सिन्हा, द पॉइंट इज नॉट अबाउट द स्लोगन्स. यहाँ कोई नहीं बैठा ये स्लोगन्स डिबेट करने के लिए. स्लोगन्स गलत है, पर हैज द गवर्नमेंट बीन ग्रोन अप? डू ग्रोन अप गवर्नमेंट्स criminalize slogans on campus, comparing them to the Lashkar chief? और दूसरा सवाल, कश्मीर वैली की, मैं बहुत 20 साल से वहां जा रही हूँ. हर बारी अगर वहां पर कोई भारत के खिलाफ नारा लगाए, जहां पे एलियनेशन है, पॉलिटिकल प्रॉब्लम है, आप आधी कश्मीर वैली को जेल में डाल देंगे? क्या करेंगे?
The first thing is,
let's be realistic. We are dealing here
with Barkha. Yes. How can you allow the glorification of a terrorist who has been hanged by?
I'm not allowing. I'm saying I am not allowing.
I think that was.
I am saying the PDP was
you have allowed glorification of God. You are telling me glorification was never associated with RSS. BJP indulges in either I speak or I say their acts of terror.
Let me speak. I say that was not empty slogans. There is ideology. There are forces behind these slogans. They are not the empty slogan makers. Entire left ideology. I am quoting one sentence of Gulzari Lal Nanda, former Home Minister in Lal Bahadur Shastri government. When CPM was formed, from the part of SFI, The CPM was formed because the people in National Council of CPI, 32 members said, it is China, it is not China who attacked. It is India which attacked China. Look, and Gulzarilal Nanda, 1st January 1965 said, they are disloyal to the people.
Okay, let's take one
they
question.
They are disloyal to the country. They are Indians, but no love and loyalty for India.
Okay.
And I think that CPM has no right.
And I think Yogendra Yadav just said that one of his critiques of the left has been their handling of nationalism.
Two incomplete sentences were there. One is what Yogendra ji was saying. I'm saying it. He said nice words, but you missed out on it.
Yes.
I didn't finish what I had to say.
Yes.
And I stand by this. Every time a journalist has been hit, my comments are there on the media, forever the same, that it's condemnable. I've never stood there and
But do you condemn what you saw happening in court today?
Absolutely. But
because Aisha was there.
Sure.
And Aisha, can you describe what happened in court?
I equally condemn. Look, I was also in the court, but not at the scene.
Aisha, can you describe what happened at court?
But
just to point out.
First of all, I am now,
let her finish,
for the first time in my life, feeling at a disadvantage about JNU culture, because we are taught to listen to views that we disagree with.
Yes.
And then only interrupt.
Okay.
Clearly, I am not accomplished at this. I am a good academic, and I don't think that.
No, make your point. Make
right.
your
Yeah,
point.
sure. You're not scum like politicians.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay,
I'm saying it for you.
Come on, we don't limited time and we're wasting.
No, I'm saying it for you. Why you
come on.
So we don't put words in each other's mouths as well.
Make your point, Aisha.
I'm also making.
So my point is this. You know, it is convenient to make this polarization between the various political parties that have expressed support.
Yeah.
But what is at issue here is not only this event, which there is no way that the JNU teachers will, endorse something which is, which divides society.
Okay. So you condemn the slogans? You condemn the slogans?
Yes, of course we can. If the slogans were given. Please let me complete.
Yeah.
Please let me complete.
Ma'am, I haven't interrupted. Please. I haven't. No, you are telling me, please let me complete. I'm not interrupting you, ma'am. You're making an assumption because I'm from the BJP, and if you hate me, it's okay.
Actually, the objects of hatred today were Jawaharlal Nehru University teachers, of which 5, और हम सबके बाल पक्के हो चुके हैं, so we are not looking like raging bulls. And there was 1 woman student and 2 young male faculty members in the courtroom. We were waiting outside because we wanted Kanhaiya to see us when he was brought in. The court was open. We were allowed to come and sit in. Half an hour, nothing happened. Kanhaiya Kumar was to be placed, brought in there.
What did the lawyers do, Aisha?
The lawyers came, and the first slogans that were given, you are anti-national, आप विद्रोह सिखाते हैं, आप JNU वापस जाइए, इंडिया में आपकी कोई जगह नहीं है. Then a faculty member was surrounded by lawyers and he was slapped.
There should have been some lawyer to defend this, because this is one side.
Bar council has ordered.
No, I think that is.
But the
I think left people in JNU artificially control the debate. They are it is not a left tradition. Let me once end this, Barkha. Vade jayate tattva badha. This is Indian tradition. This is Indian tradition of diversity of thought. This is not a JNU specialty. You are not a special. It is Indian tradition, diversity of thought.
Indian tradition, so please.
No, you are not a special, because outside JNU, no, Darkha, this means outside JNU people are not in debate.
I just want to, no, that's not,
this is the way, it is the content for the rest of India.
Rakesh ji, जो तस्वीरें आई हैं उस पे बार काउंसिल की इंक्वायरी हुई है.
I condemn that.
हमारे अपने रिपोर्टर्स.
Aisha is saying that rest of the India is not believing in debate and discussion. Only JNU believes in debate and discussion.
But at the moment, neither of you are allowing me to conduct my program. Now, one thing important.
Can I also clarify on Godse?
1 minute. One thing important that Aisha has said.
Everyone asks this all the time.
1 minute is this label of nationalism. What is happening here is a binary. Gaurav, you're a young person, you're a thinking person, you're a dynamic student leader. Do you believe that disagreement with the dominant discourse makes any of us less Indian? You said Kanhaiya, you have respect for him. He's in jail today. Do you believe he's any less Indian than you?
I'll not get into personal thing. There's a clear difference between dissent and sedition.
Yes.
What was happened was not dissent, was clearly a case of sedition because they were opposing the state.
Okay.
Now coming to the why police has intervened, why the government is taking it so seriously.
Yeah.
There was a report in 2010 by the Customs Department that said that the ISI has penetrated into major Indian universities, into premier Indian universities. We have all ignored this fact. Nobody has no media has highlighted this. Please dig that story. And ISI has penetrated. They have seized lots of literature, hateful literature against the state. From that time onwards, we have been seeing lots
I'll allow Prashant to rebuttal that, and then Yogendra.
I have to ask Gaurav a question.
1 minute. Can I allow Prashant to rebuttal? Please, everybody, one at a time. Gaurav, you made your point. Prashant.
We are seeing lots of anti-national activities.
Gaurav, I've got 10 minutes left. Let's hurry up.
30 seconds. We are seeing lots of anti-national activities happening in JNU, like Mahishasur Shahadat Divas, where Hinduism and we are seeing. No,
okay. Prashant. Gaurav Bas. Prashant.
I still want
Okay, 1 minute. I will try and give everybody a chance. If you all keep your comments brief, other people will also get a chance to speak. Prashant, Gaurav, enough. Gaurav, you have to let other people speak. My God, you have to let other people speak. Prashant, please, keep it brief.
I will tell their mentality straight from the horse's mouth. Shakshi Maharaj said that those students who raise slogans should be shot. This shows their mentality, this shows the...
And we have condemned that.
Okay.
We have condemned that.
Yogendra ji, please come in on this.
I should begin by saying that what we are witnessing in the studio itself is a verbal version of what's happening on the street.
Yes.
This is the culture.
Yes.
I'll now read out something. I'll now read out something. Here is someone discussing nationalism. He says, I believe I have outgrown that teaching related to nationalism, and goes on to say, and it is my conviction that my countrymen will gain truly their India by fighting against that education which teaches them that a country is greater than the ideals of humanity. Anti-national?
No.
Sedition?
No.
He's opposing nationalism.
We are not opposing nationalism.
No, sir. You are misinterpreting entire RSS.
Rakesh ji.
No, you are questioning.
Rakesh ji, इतना minimum civility रखेंगे कि
आप
आप बोलने
देंगे. You are.
What is it, Rakesh ji? एक second. Let me
modest word doesn't mean that you are attacking.
एक sentence मुझे बोलने दीजिए, फिर आप respond कर दीजिएगा.
What's happening on this?
Yogendra.
Can't you people allow others?
Yeah, please. Please, Nalin, please. I have 5 minutes left. You're not even letting me speak, Rakesh ji. Yogendra ji, complete your point. Who are you quoting?
The person happens to be Rabindranath Tagore.
Yes.
The person who wrote Jan Gan Man. In your universe,
same thing,
he would be
I am quoting Golwalkar. I am quoting Golwalkar, RSS chief.
Yes.
I am quoting Golwalkar, RSS chief.
Can we hear from some of the young voices here, and then you can all make final comments.
Humanity is greater than nation. And we believe in Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam.
Okay. Can I ask you all?
But Pakistan Zindabad is not the substitute of that. In a way, by if
nobody is saying it
is. They are defending.
Nobody is saying it is. Now all the grown-ups have to listen for 5 minutes. All the grown-ups, you know, Yogendra Yadav is right. What we have lost, जब कहते हैं ना कि intolerance क्या है? Intolerance is देश में religious नहीं है. Intolerance has become for another point of view. Nobody wants to listen to anybody else. Please, let's listen to
except JNU people.
Please, no,
not at all.
Nobody wants to listen to anybody else.
सबसे शांत मैं बैठा हूँ.
Nalin, okay, now Nalin.
कुछ कह नहीं रहा.
My name is Saib. I am from JNU only. I am an ordinary student, not in any party.
Yeah.
I'd like to make a few points. A lot of them are for facts. Okay. Firstly, the point is, have you looked at the fact that whether we were looking at the evidence of who said what, Pakistan Zindabad, the organization DSU, I've noticed, stands for anti-capital punishment and for human rights.
No, but they did talk about, there were slogans about India ki barbadi, which we've heard on the video.
Okay, but I'm just saying the Pakistan part, because that is what makes them...
There is a contestation over that, but what do you think as a JNU student about what's happening?
Firstly, I don't think any left group would like Pakistan. That's the last place they'd ever want to go in terms of civil rights. Is it not? Is it not?
Okay. Can I get here? This young boy was, Nalin, yesterday you met him. Yeah, he was picked up by the police because he had an SF5 literature in his bag. And Mr. Bassi, today I asked him about it, and he said that's because Pakistanis were also at the event, and he thought, you know, ink throwing ya kuch ho jata, so they wanted to question you. So how do you feel sitting at a police station for 4 hours because you had an SF5 flag and you're not even from JNU, he's from DU?
मीन्स बिल्कुल एक्शन बिल्कुल ही मीन्स एब्सर्ड था उनका, क्योंकि वो बिना किसी सिर्फ एक फ्लैग मेरे बैग में होने के वजह से उन्होंने मुझे इवन उसके बाद ये है कि वो उन्होंने मुझे मतलब वो डिटेनमेंट नहीं था, वो एक तरीके से किडनैपिंग था, क्योंकि उन्होंने मुझे कुछ बताया इन्फॉर्म करने का मौका नहीं दिया.
I just don't understand how are we not worried about the fact that we're absolutely abandoning the idea of rationality when it comes to engaging with issues which might create problems. And I mean, universities have historically been spaces where dissent creates new opinions. All shades of opinions are addressed and talked and debated about. And we're cloistering that in itself, I mean, shouldn't be...
And that's really at the heart of it.
Why we are becoming so insecure? I mean, this should be answered now. Why are we becoming insecure after post 2014?
Because a student from JNU in 2013
okay,
was arrested on charges of acting in Maoist courier.
I'm taking two more questions and last comments.
I just have one simple question. When we talk about if someone talks about supporting Pakistan, suppose, are we not competing in Pakistan in the same sense that what happened in Pakistan when someone raised Indian flag, it's put in jail?
Okay, a Virat Kohli fan was sent to jail for 10 years in Pakistan. We are not Pakistan. We are not Pakistan. We are a democracy, and there can be nothing more cherished than our democracy.
So
now,
give them Padma Shri, all these people who are raising slogans. Only substitution is give them Padma Shri and give them award. They are good people, they are doing good job.
So what political parties have been doing is absolutely deplorable. However, at the same time, the students of JNU, they also need to, they can't hide behind the so-called fringe elements. They need to speak up against these things because politicians will come and go.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day,
it gets politicized. Yeah. Students have to take the narrative back. Okay, now I have time just for 30 seconds to everybody. Asim ji, last thoughts. Everybody gets 30 seconds by the clock. Please.
मुझे लगता है कि हम ऐसी जगह पहुंच गए हैं जहां कभी इंटॉलरेंस की बात होती है, कोई भी समस्या उठाएगा आगे चल के तो उसे तुरंत हम कह देंगे ये एंटी नेशनल है और या फिर ये देशद्रोही है और सारी की सारी बहस बंद कर देंगे। बहस इसी बारे में है कि बातें बची रहें, कल को सिटीजन को कोई चैलेंज करने जाएगा उसको भी देशद्रोही कह दिया जाएगा।
राकेश जी,
freedom of expression doesn't mean deconstructing nationalism and the unity and integrity of India. I think in the name of freedom of expression and diversity of thought, certain people consider that they monopolize the debate. That is certain section of JNU. That monopolization is not the reality of the country.
30 so my line is Rohit se Kanhaiya tak. Because in each of these universities, the cases that have been filed have been members of the ruling dispensation. Universities are denied their autonomy. We want to address this matter inside, but it has been taken out of our hands.
So let us address it. Okay, Gaurav, 30 seconds.
There is a strong nexus operating in Jawaharlal Nehru University between the few students and outside forces who are anti-national, anti-state in collusion with the faculty members of JNU, and this needs to be investigated and ended.
30 seconds.
The very fact that we can agree to disagree on a particular issue. Campuses are not cantonments. Campuses are not cantonments. I reiterate, you cannot use the state to repress the students.
30 seconds here. 30 seconds.
Yeah. Why we are not Pakistan is proven by the fact that we are even debating the arrest of people here today who went on to support and hold condolence meeting for a convicted terrorist. Can you imagine in an US university, students holding condolence meet for someone like Osama bin Laden and there even being a debate on their media? The fact that in Indian media we have this shows how tolerant we are.
Okay, last comment here. Yeah.
Ma'am, right now Mr. Prashant just quoted Sakshi Maharaj's statement that, we should shoot them. Yeah. And Mr. Gaurav condemns it. So even in Kanhaiya's speech, he condemns those slogans. So why is he behind the bars?
Okay. Now Jevi, last 30 seconds.
SMS and WhatsApp messages.
BJP is trying to redefine nationalism to mean that you cannot ask questions to government. And Gaurav, आपका खून तब नहीं खौलता जब PDP सरकार बनाती है. What is the message to the student? Gilani is eating pakoras in press club is free. Asian Drabi is raising flag is free, but their fellow student is behind bars.
Nalin, on the PDP question, it is a contradiction.
You'll have to give me 60. That's 30
I'll tell you something.
No, I have to first finish. No.
Your last
PDP
comment.
30 second
Pakistan से आप जाते हैं engage करने में, चाहे support despite terrorism. Nagas जो secessionists हैं उनके साथ आप peace process करते हैं. PDP के साथ आप सरकार बनाते हैं, लेकिन वो student जो PDP की ideology से शायद सहमत है उसको arrest करते हैं.
No, it's not complex. Because I've also, courtesy my father, met with people who were terrorists as part of the track 2 of Punjab and of course Mizoram. But all of them came to finally round to the fact that they accepted the Indian constitution. Yeah. And that is the bottom. It's not even when they were coming to the talks, they were saying that.
Okay.
And when you raise the question on the PDP, it participates in the democratic process, which is the hallmark of the constitution of a democratic country.
Okay.
So therefore, we are missing the point by going for the trees and missing the wood. My second thing is, I condemn and I don't like Nathuram Godse. We don't stand for Nathuram Godse. Those who put these charges on us don't know about us. And the last, if JNU is to be such a premier university, they should have seen whether something like this was happening, prevented it, or taken action.
Okay, last word to
They were supporting it.
I really have to add, Yogendra ji, very quickly, 30 seconds.
What this entire incident has done is brought down the reputation of one of the best universities of the country, has brought down the reputation of Indian nationalism, which has had such a glorious tradition of debate, discussion, internal dissension. I suspect that this entire episode has nothing to do with nationalism, nothing to do with sedition, nothing to do with truth. It is about a government flexing its muscles and trying to announce to all the universities, don't dare disagree. They happen to have picked the wrong university.
We have to leave it there. I know Nalin and Rakesh, you probably want to come in there. This debate will continue through the week. You will have
so
enough.
this debate is not ending soon, I'm sure.
This debate is not ending
soon. We're going to be back on your show. Back.
Thank you very much. By the way, though there were some volatile moments, we did manage to have a debate here with very different views. That is what university campuses should be about. Civilized, but agree to disagree sometimes is good for democracy.
It wouldn't have been if someone said Bharat ki barbadi tak here. I assure you.
But the question will still come, does it need the university to handle that? Nobody defends those slogans, or does it need the police?
University is now not about the Indian state.
Okay, I'm starting the program all over again. Thank you very much. We'll leave it there. Thank you.